individual in this country who has tried to become the president of the Republic of Kenya using all possible method and means, then that individual is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga. But despite Raila using all possible methods and means to become the president of the Republic of Kenya, he has never succeeded. But from the way things are currently in this country, if they won't change, then Raila Odinga will be sworn in as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. So today I want to give you 5 reasons, 5 or 6 reasons why Raila Odinga will be sworn in as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. But before I do that, if you are bumping on this video for the first time, I want you to take a second and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. Now back to the main issue and now back to business. Raila Odinga will be sworn in as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. But only if the situation will remain the way they are currently. But why am I saying so? I don't want to waste a lot of your time today. I just want to go straight to those points. Now, this is why Raila Odinga will be sworn in as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Number 1 reason is the system. The system factor. We all know that in this country, there's something which is called the system. This system is what determines who becomes the president and who doesn't become the president of the Republic of Kenya. And we also know, you know and I know, that if there was no existence of a system in this country, Raila Odinga would have become the president of the Republic of Kenya in 2007. Let's not talk about 2013 and 2017. In 2007, Raila Odinga won the presidency free, fair, and square. But the system blocked him. But from all indications now, the system has embraced Raila Odinga. And this can be attributed to so many factors. Prior to 2007, Raila Odinga was a very firebrand politician. Alikuwa mtu wa thorax. So the system feared Raila Odinga that if he was handed the presidency, this man was going to bring radical changes to the system. And the system could not allow that to happen. Raila Odinga was also viewed as someone who was leaning towards he was a socialist. But the system comprises mainly of the capitalist. So they feared that if Raila Odinga became the president, he was going to distribute wealth in this country. Because currently in this country, we have 10 billionaires or maybe 20 billionaires, while the rest of Kenyans are very poor. So there was a thinking that if Raila became the president, he was going to try to breach that gap. And again, the mere fact that Raila Odinga was involved in the 1982 coup, the military still didn't respect him. But the system have tried him a bit now. And they believe of all these people running, Raila Odinga is best serving their interest. Because Raila Odinga will serve their interest and then exit political scene. So that's number 1. Number 2 is something which I don't think whether you guys have really thought about it. It's the pattern of the Kenyan presidency. How have they been elected? There is something which has been happening in this country and very few people has always noted it. In this country, there's always a rotation of the presidency. If an old guy is elected, then the next person becomes the next president becomes a young man. the next one old, the next one young, like that. If you're in doubt, let's take a walk back at the independence. When Mzee Jomo Kenyatta was elected as the president of the Republic of Kenya, how old was Mzee? Answer me. Mzee Kenyatta was very old when he became the president of the Republic of Kenya. Who became the second president of the Republic of Kenya? Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. So by the time that Moi was becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya, how old was Moi? Moi was probably around the age of 50 something when he became the president of the Republic of Kenya. Do we agree up to that point? Then who became, so we had Kenyatta who was old, then Moi young. Then who became the third president of the Republic of Kenya? Mzee Mwai Kibaki. How old was Mwai Kibaki when he became the president of the Republic of Kenya? He was a very old man. And when Mwai Kibaki exited the political scene, the presidency, who became the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya? Yeah? President Uhuru Kenyatta. How old was Uhuru Kenyatta? Uhuru Kenyatta was very young. So who is likely to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya after Uhuru Kenyatta? I want you to answer this. I'm going to give you names and you tell me who is going to be president based on old age. So who is going to be old amongst these people? Is Musalia Mudavadi old? I don't think so. He doesn't qualify to be old. Is Kalonzo Musyoka old? I don't think so. Is William Ruto old? I don't think William Samoei Ruto is old. Is Raila Odinga old? Yes. There you have your next president. And this thing is not only happening in Kenya. In Tanzania, there's something which I also just learned the other day through a friend on this channel. He also explained to me that in Tanzania, the presidency has always rotated between a Muslim and a Christian. And he was telling me that Magufuli is going to win the presidency because they are having election this year. Then the next president who is going to come will be a Muslim. And he explained to me, and this is how it is. Nyerere was a Christian. He was the first president of Tanzania. The next one was Ali Hassan Mwinyi, a Muslim. The next one was Benjamin Mkapa, a Christian. The next one was Jakaya Kikwete. Kikwete was a Muslim. Then the current president is John Pombe Magufuli, a Christian. So we can't argue with those facts. And because Raila is going to be old, he's going to take over from a young president, Uhuru Kenyatta. Umesikia hiyo? So pass that message to your friends. Number 3 is Raila Odinga's charisma. Raila Odinga is charismatic. When you thought Raila Odinga is hated, he goes to a place the same people scramble to see him. When Raila Odinga makes a trip to, for example, Central Kenya today, people will want to see him. People will want to listen to what Raila Odinga is saying. People will want to see whether this guy, is he really a human being? Or is this guy not really a human being? This reminded me of one instance in 2019, last year. After the handshake, I think 2018, I can't remember so well. On this particular day, some Jubilee youths went to meet Raila Odinga. And I was also around that office. So when Raila Odinga was talking to them, I was actually in that meeting. So when Raila Odinga was talking to them, these guys were surprised that this mzee, when we thought this is a very old guy, but from the look of things, he looks young. And Raila Odinga gave them history. And most of them were like, they were shocked at the kind of wisdom Raila Odinga was bestowing on them. So Raila Odinga is charismatic. So he'll go to a place, he's hated, he'll go there, people will receive him. Even in the last election, Raila Odinga will go to Western Kenya, he will go to Central, he will go to Rift Valley, as much as those people know they were not going to vote for him. But still, he was charismatic. So that alone is enough to give him the presidency. Because even if he wins, if the system will hand the presidency over to him, people will say, okay, wacha huyo mzee aendelee. Number 4 is what I call solid grassroots support across the country. I want to ask you a simple question. Of all politicians currently in this country, is there any other person with solid grassroots support across the country? Yule mwenye ukienda mahali unajua huyu ni mtu wa baba. You go to Mary, you find someone who really believes in Raila Odinga to an extent that his house and gates were branded ODM during elections. You go deep in Central. You go to the coast. So Raila Odinga has a solid grassroots network and support across the country. Raila Odinga is the only individual who can go to a place and find his supporters there. He doesn't need to mobilize. I remember when I was still involved in some ODM activities, we went to Elgeyo Marakwet. And we were shocked that Raila Odinga had his people known, some of them known to him personally. Nana mzee hivi tu kwa mtani huko, Raila namjua personally. So Raila Odinga has that grassroots support. So making him the president of the Republic of Kenya will not be a task. And as a matter of fact, Raila Odinga has supporters. He's been tested, he's been tried. These people have always voted for him. And just the other day, one guy, Wahome Tuku, was asking a very simple question. He was asking Jubilee supporters a very simple question on his wall. And he wanted them to be honest. That if there were no rigging, do they still believe that Uhuru would have become the president? And very few people managed to answer that question. People were just avoiding, nini. Nobody came to direct answer to that question. So Raila Odinga has solid grassroots support across the country. Number 5 is what I call the international network. In this country and in this world, for you to become the president of any republic, you must have international network. Raila Odinga has always enjoyed international networks across this globe. But internally, he has always had issues with the system. And because the system are what feeds this international community, some of them have always also bought this fear, which had always been sold to them, the fear. So Raila Odinga, of all these politicians we have today, is the only one who has solid international network. Tell me any president of the Republic of Kenya who became the president without international network. Let's start with Mzee Kenyatta. Mzee Kenyatta was actually supported by the British government to become the president. Moi was lucky because Mzee Kenyatta died when Moi was in power. When Moi was the vice president, so he took over. What about Moi Kibaki? Was a respected economist all over. He had networks across. What about Uhuru Kenyatta? Again, supported by the British because of the network the father gave left for him. So currently, what's the international network? Do you want to tell me Ruto? I doubt. Maybe Kalonzo Musyoka. Maybe Kalonzo Musyoka. Ruto, I doubt. Because Ruto, I've never seen his international friends. I can only see him in Uganda, and I can only see him in Sudan. But unlucky for him, in Sudan, Bashir, who was his friend, was kicked out. Where else? Nowhere. Raila Odinga was again handed over a docket by President Kenyatta at the AU. The High Representative for Infrastructure. And the chairman of AU today is his personal friend, the South African President Ramaphosa. So Raila Odinga will easily use that African Union position and his international network to get support after or before he is sworn in as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Number 6 is what I can call the historical injustices. Basically, let me put it in a different way. The Kikuyu-Luo rivalry. In this country, there are people who believe that Kenyans are divided because of the sins committed by Mzee Kenyatta and Mzee Jaramogi. And this is what Uhuru is trying to fix. He will hand over the presidency to Raila Odinga so that that historical beef is sorted out once and for all. And Minor Commander once captured this very clearly in a speech addressed to the Kikuyu nation. So these two sons, son of Jaramogi and son of Kenyatta, they want to fix that. Because Ruto will become the president of the Republic of Kenya. But again, that beef will still exist. Musalia Mudavadi will become the president of the Republic of Kenya. That beef will still exist because we are in a country. If that beef has existed since independence, it can't be broken now. Remember, Jaramogi refused to take over the presidency until Kenyatta was released. So that betrayal at that point is still fresh in the minds of Kenyans. So Uhuru is going to fix that by handing over the presidency to the son of Jaramogi. And lastly is age factor. Age is also working in favor of Raila Odinga. The current system are well aware that if they mess, then a new system is going to come over to take over. Why? Let's face it. When Moi Kibaki took over from Moi, he destroyed kind of Moi's system. Why? Because he ruled for 10 years. So the people around this system believes that Raila Odinga is old enough. And because Raila is old enough, it will be easy for him to just serve one term. Or even if he's going to serve one term, then he will not have his eyes fixed on controlling the country past his regime. Let's take, for example, if Uhuru was elected when he was older like Raila Odinga and is serving his second term, do you think Uhuru will be worried about where will he be, or who is going to be the next president, or the kind of politics we are facing between Ruto and Uhuru is just because Uhuru is young. Uhuru wants to know where he's going to. But Ruto is not addressing that. And because of those reasons, Raila Odinga is going to be sworn in as the next president of the Republic of Kenya in 2022. I don't know what you think. I don't know what you think. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you're bumping on this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this one, you get notified. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Thank you, and please, may you have a good day.